Greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical here. I am a little red. I went out in the sun and I'm a ginger, so that's what happens. Got my voice a little bit better today, and I've got some pretty good news. I've got some very exciting news actually. But in traditional Mike fashion, I'm gonna bare my soul here because I think it's sort of a it's time for me to make sure that everybody's clear on what's happening here, so that there are no unrealistic expectations. Excuse me. No, I don't drink Diet Coke all the time. That's all I have right now. So the good news, and if I look underwhelmed, it's because it's like when you're drowning and somebody rescues you, you just get exhausted. And the family is out of detention. Now, for those that don't know what I'm talking about or are new to the channel, you can go back and watch my other videos that have the name South Africa in the title. This has been a hell of a long process, a lot of moving parts, a lot of people involved, and so the family that I'm sponsoring have been in detention in Brownsville, Texas, after crossing the border from Mexico for about 72 hours. And it was a long 72 hours because I had no contact with them whatsoever. But, God, I hate my voice, man. I sound like a fucking Hell's Angel. No offense to you Hell's Angels. But it's the only way I can talk. I gotta, force it out. Coming off of some laryngitis here, you guys. Anyways. So I got a call. They've been released. They will not be able to board the bus to my house in Virginia until tomorrow at 3:15 p.m. Texas time. And they've got something like a 30 or 40 hour bus ride ahead of them. It's a long trip. But look, man, they've come all the way around the world by way of Colombia and Brazil and Mexico. And, these guys could probably write a book. Probably should by the time they get settled down here. The good news is, upon their release, they were given a visa. So I think it's called an entry visa, which means that they're legal for 1 year. They have 1 year to go to court and plead their case and get their green card, and we'll help them with all that. When I say we, I'm referring to the people at the King Resettlement Program, and I'll get into that in a second. But what I want to do is, I want to just God damn, I'm red. Look at that. Maybe I'm having a heart attack. If I drop dead, just keep the video playing and post it on YouTube for me so that people can see what it looks like when LMS Tactical gives up the ghost. So exhausted. I can't even think straight. I just took a shower for the first time in 7 years. But, this has been a long, long road, and there is just no way this could have happened without people opening up their hearts and, as much as I hate to say it, their wallets and purses, because those of you that donated, whatever you could, I mean, some cases it was $20, some cases it was 100, and I think in one case it was 250. I can't thank you enough. It gets me emotional. Yeah, see, even they think it's cool. But, it just couldn't happen. And that gets me to, this is the come to Jesus part of the conversation. And I'm just going to speak from the heart here. I'm not complaining. I'm explaining. So get that to your heads. I'm not complaining at all. So I have, as you can imagine, and I expected this, so like I said, I'm not complaining. I am being contacted by literally hundreds and hundreds of people through various ways who are in South Africa and understandably want to get themselves and their families out of there. And this is not, I don't want to discuss the people that are staying there. That's a different group of people, and I got all the respect and help I want to give them too, but I can only do one thing at a time, barely. So you got people that see this story of this family and another family. I think there's been a total of 3 families now that have made it successfully into America to plead asylum. And this is getting people's attention, as it should. Now, for the South African families and single mothers and everybody's, the ones that want to leave have righteous reasons for wanting to leave. And it breaks my fucking heart that I can't, if I was Bill Gates, I would ship everybody out of there and ship a military in there and take care of that problem. But I'm not. I'm one dude with a wife, a bunch of grown kids, and a dog and a grand dog that I'm babysitting. I'm retired, so I don't have I have a set amount of money coming in. And before all of this South Africa operation started, I was, my wife and I, the only stress we have in our life is finances, like most people. So it's not easy. I'm not complaining because I would not do it. But the message I'm trying to give those people who are frustrated because, on the one hand, they see somebody getting out, and on the other hand, they're like, well, what about us poor people? And these are things that I hear being said. You have to understand how this operation is working. And I want to give a disclaimer, first of all. I am not a official representative or part of the King Resettlement Program. So when you hear me talking about the King Resettlement Program, it is strictly as a person who is promoting that organization because I believe in it, and I try to generate resources. I want to generate as many donations as I can. The King Resettlement Program, if you saw my last 2 videos, you met Vanessa, and she's in charge. That's her thing. She put that together. She's a South African expat, and her husband are spending so much of their own money putting this together, and it's an above board operation. They've got the paperwork filed. It's a tax nonprofit. I can't even think. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there. I just had a thought. It's a tax deductible thing, where donations are tax deductible and blah blah blah. 501(c) or whatever the hell it is. And so I'm obviously a rugged dude. That's my other phone. These have been blowing up all day. I had to put this on airplane mode because it's just ringing and ringing and ringing. I understand that. But I'm a rugged guy, and I say things the way I say them, and I don't make excuses. And I was telling Vanessa just yesterday, I'm not ashamed of who I am. I am who I am. I'm a rough exterior, and I got a gigantic heart, and that's my Achilles heel because I give a shit about things like I catch spiders in the house and I release them outside, and that's just the way I am. But when I'm making YouTube videos, I tend to use language that is more fitting on a freaking submarine or in a Marine barracks. That's just the way I am. Now I can adjust, and I do adjust, and when I do make videos with Vanessa and when I am working alongside the King Resettlement Program, you'll notice a change. And that's because I don't want to discredit or bring any strange images to that organization. It's I think my wife just got home. It's a classy operation, and they work their asses off, and they're doing it with almost no money whatsoever. You're going to hear my wife in a second, and the dogs are going to go crazy, and I don't want to pause the video because I don't know if I can do that or not. Let me try. Okay, hopefully I'm still rolling. I had to pause the video. Let me see, is it working? I think it is. So, I don't want to do anything that's going to bring a negative light on them, and it just has to be clear that I'm doing my own thing, and I do refer people to that outfit. That is a legit outfit, and everything is, good to go. And if you're listening to this video and you've got extra suitcases full of money laying around, that's where you want it to go. And that's going to be the www.kingresettlementprogram.org. This is what's happening now. I've gotten some messages from a lot of frustrated people saying, hey, I registered with them or I'm on their list, but I don't hear anything. Listen, I get that. Without any exaggeration, you've got Vanessa at the King Resettlement Program, one lady that's assisting her in some of the technical things. And then you got me out here pushing it when I can. So this is an organization and a mission that is just getting off the ground. You know, we're just a little dot in a giant solar system of dots, and we're doing what we can. I don't want people to give up hope, because when you give up hope, what's the reason for continuing? And there's always hope. But I do want people to be realistic and understand that, for example, this family that just came through, and I'll let them tell their own story when they get here. But in general, you know, these people went through hell. You know, there is nothing that's worth anything that's not painful. You know, you have a baby and you go through a 9-month period of discomfort, and your body gets deformed, and you have a big bloody mess at the end of it, but there's a beautiful baby there, you know, if everything goes right. And that's the same way this is going to be. It's the same way the South African situation is. It's the same way the American political system is. We've all got to earn our right to get to where we want to go. So these people have paid their price, and you guys that are going to try and get here are going to have to pay your price. There's no easy way. There's nobody that sends a ticket to you and you jump on a plane and fly to America. It just doesn't work that way. These people had to sell everything they owned, and they had 3 beautiful dogs that they loved just as much as I love Mason, and they had to give those dogs away, and that breaks their hearts. I hear it every day. But these are the sacrifices that you have to make when you make a decision like this. Okay, these people paid for their own air flight over here. Everything else has come by way of donations. And an awful lot of it has come out of my pocket, my wife and I, my pocket, and out of Vanessa's pocket. And that's just the way it is, because I'm not a quitter. When I start something, I finish it. And I'm in it to win it, and I'm in it until the end, which means these people are going to be here till they're American citizens. All right? So, you know, when these people got here, they had to go to what the hell was it? I don't know if I think it was Brazil, and then the guy ended up in Colombia getting interrogated for hours, and then they were living like crap on the border in Mexico, eating, you know, Doritos and peanut butter. It's not an easy thing to do. It's going to be worth it to them, because I guarantee you on their 40-hour bus trip coming here, when they're looking out the window, they're not going to see some black guy hacking up some white guy just because he's white. They're not going to see it unless they detour and, you know, take a detour through Detroit or something, or Chicago. Our country has a lot of problems, but I'm very proud to show it off to them and show them their new home. And if you are listening to this video and you have the heart and the wherewithal and the ability to become a sponsor, let me know right away. You know, these people don't expect to live in a mansion. You know, they told me they'd live in the garage if they had to. They just want to get out of where they're at, and they want to get a fresh start for their kids. You know, I don't have a bedroom for everybody in the family, so we're gonna have to figure it out, and we'll figure it out. It's gonna work, because it has to work. But we can use more sponsors. Maybe you could sponsor a single person. Maybe you could sponsor a husband and a wife, or a mother and their kid, or a mother and 3 kids. Give it some thought. You know, do you have an extra bedroom that you're not using, and could you stand to feed another person? You don't have, maybe that's all you can do, and that's great. That's what we need, is sponsors. We'll make more professional videos on that subject through Vanessa. But I'm telling you right now, that if you know of anybody that's got an extra cabin sitting around that's not being used, or they got a rental property that's not being rented out, whatever, you know, they're 2 people living in a 17-bedroom, 7-bathroom house. You know, let me tell you something I learned about South African people. I learned a lot, but so far I can tell you this. They're not malingerers, and they're not lazy. They don't want something for nothing. They got pride. They got Boer blood inside of them. And they came to that country, and they built it up to exactly what's being destroyed today by these assholes over there. And these people are hardy people, and they're proud. So I'm expecting my house to be painted by next week. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, these are not people coming to suck off the system. They're coming to give to the country. These are the exact kind of patriots that we want in this country. This is who we want to come here. We ought to send these goddamn liberals over there and let them work with their communist friends that are running that country into the ground. You won't see that happen, will you? But I don't want to get too political here. Not in this video. But once again, I'm going to end this video. I'm just going to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I think next time I make a video, if my voice is still like this, I'm going to go rent a Harley Davidson and sit on it, because this is out of control. I can't sing my karaoke until I lose this thing. But anyways, God bless you guys. People in South Africa that are staying, get your shit together. Now's the time. The time is now. If there's going to be a kinetic eruption, it's going to happen very soon. So steel yourselves. Steel your heart. Understand that there are many things in life that are worth dying for. And protecting your family and your country is at the top of the list. And just make sure that if that's what happens, you're surrounded by a bunch of dead people that were trying to bring you harm. For those that are trying to get out, stay in touch with the King Resettlement Program. Try to, think of other creative ways that we haven't thought of in terms of how you can get some funds together. I'll tell you this, if you have money for an airplane ticket, you're going to be at the top of the list to get over here. So what can you sell? What can you do? What can you do to generate that kind of money? I know it's not cheap. And you better plan on coming here with nothing, because these people got the shirts on their back and that's it. They've left everything. So anyways, that's the good news. Sorry for the negative tone. I think it's exasperated by my voice, but I love you guys. And I worry about you South Africans. I've come to really, really think highly of you. So in the meantime, you guys stay safe. LMS Tactical, I'm out.